Hey, good morning. It is June 30th, 2022. Thursday morning. I just wanted to record this because I want to tell somebody, and I don't want to, I don't really know who to tell. Quite honestly, it's so crazy what happened. So, I got home from Poland yesterday evening around 6 o'clock, and the wife and boys came and picked me up from the airport, and it was Wednesday night. Just flew in from Poland. It was a long flight, long trip, and we talked about, hey, what do you want to do as far as church, because we're having church on Wednesday nights, and we go to church pretty much every Sunday and Wednesday, and have for over a decade. And I figured, you know what, that's fine. I'm tired. It's been long. I'm kind of upside down on 7 hours of time zone change and all that, but let's go to church. It'll be good. So I'm wearing a t-shirt, jeans, slip-on shoes, my belt, and my fanny pack, my Vision Streetwear fanny pack. And inside my fanny pack is my passport, my glasses, soft case, and my wallet. And I usually wear a fanny pack when I travel because it's just easier to have everything right here. I can take my watch and stuff off, go through security. I'm sitting down, so I don't have to get up and dig in my pocket if I need to get something out, what have you. So it's just something I've done for years. And so we go to church, picks me up, we go to church, we grab something to eat. Go by Arby's, get something to eat. Get to church, finish eating in the parking lot. It's a little early. The church starts at 7. It's about 6:45. We finish eating, we go in about 10 till 7, and check the boys in, talk to the gals, the security there, the kids area, and get the boys checked in, walk through the kids area like we do every single time we go to church. It's the exact same route, exact same people, same. Walk in, my wife says to me, I'm going to go to the restroom. Cool, same thing all the time before we go into service. I walk over to the coffee area. I was thinking about getting a coffee, but the line was a little long. So I was just standing there waiting for her to come out of the restroom. And one of the security guys walks up behind me on my right. And I kind of looked, and I saw him walking towards me. I didn't think he was walking to me. He walks up and kind of stands off my right shoulder and says, hey, you have any weapons or anything in that fanny pack? And I said, no, man, I don't have any weapons in my fanny pack. And now, before I continue, let me preface this. We've gone to this church almost 12 years, 11 years, 12 years, whatever. And in that time, I've had 5 incidents. Not really an incident, but 5 interactions with the security team. And the first time, so I used to carry a gun to church all the time. Just because of my background in my life, I've carried. And I can do that legally. So probably around 2015 or 16, one of the security guys, Russell, comes up to me. Hey man, looks like you might have a gun on your hip. Are you carrying it? He said, he asked me, he said, do you ever carry at church? And I said, do I ever carry at church? Or am I carrying now? What are you asking me? He said, are you carrying right now? I said, yes. He said, man, we can't have church members carrying. That's why we have a security team. He explained it all to me, and I was a little uncomfortable. I was a little set off by it, but I said, cool. He said, I can walk you out to your vehicle and put your gun away. I said, all right, cool. So we walked out of the vehicle. He walked with me. Took my gun off my hip, put it in the vehicle, went inside, went to church. Cool. A year or so later, Russell approached me again and asked me if I had a gun on. I said, and I was have my holster on. I pulled my gun out, left it in the vehicle, had my holster on. What came up to me, hey man, you carrying? I said, no. He said, can I see? You know, and when people don't believe me, I mean, I get it. You don't. I get upset. I get a little twisted when people don't believe me when I tell them. Let your yes be yes and your no be no, especially at church, right? I said, no. He said, can I see? I said, whatever, man. I pulled my shirt up. I said, all right, everybody see? I don't have a gun. I'm not a threat. I got a little attitude because it rubs me, man. So he's like, all right. So then we had to talk. I had to talk with Linda Reuter, whoever the lady who's in charge of security at church. And she would happen to be there one night. And I had to talk with him. You know, this was a following week. I said, listen, let me tell you guys something. And I happened to bring a couple coins with me. And coins that I got from the director of the CIA, 2 of them. And then 1 coin that I got for some stuff that I did with the agency. I said, this is who I used to work for. I said, I'm not a threat. If anything, I'm an asset. So you don't want me to carry, fine, whatever, I'm not going to carry, but don't harass me about carrying, you know? It's embarrassing to me, especially there in public. Instead of pulling me aside, hey, can I talk to you a minute? You're doing it right there in the atrium in front of everybody. It makes the scene. It upsets me. That was incident 2. Incident 3, I was carrying a bag, and one of the heavy-set security guys asked if he could look in my bag. I said, no, you can't look in my bag. He said, well, we have the right to check bags here, blah, blah, blah. And it was protein, 2 bags of protein that I was handing off to a friend of ours. I said, whatever, man. So I opened it up, 2 bags of protein. He searched through it. Okay, man, just want to check, thanks. That same guy asked me again, and that was, all this happened and started about 2015. That was incident 3. That same guy asked me again if I was carrying one time. That heavyset dude. I said, no, man, Mike, I'm not freaking carrying, dude. Pull up my shirt, shoulder me empty holster. Okay, thanks. That was incident 4. Last night was incident 5. Same fat dude, or overweight guy at church. And so I walk in, picking up where we left off. He asked me, you have anything in your fanny pack? No, man, I don't have anything in my fanny pack. He said, you mind if I do a field check? I said, yeah, I do, actually. You're not gonna feel my freaking fanny pack. Right above my crotch, right there in the atrium in front of everybody. It's so unprofessional, you know. He said, huh, okay. Well, would you mind just unzipping it and let me look in there? I said, dude, you're not looking in my fanny pack. You're not, I told you. It's got a passport and wallet in there, that's it. And then he started to say, well, this is a procedure, and if you're not going to let me inspect the contents of the bag, you know, we do bag checks, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave the premises. And I looked at him, I said, are you freaking kidding me right now, dude? And I just, again, it was just a compounding of travel, time zone change. I just got home from doing humanitarian work on a mission trip. Walk into my church, my safe place, and this starts happening. I started losing it, and thinking, breathe, and I walked over to the bathroom, and I took my fanny pack off because I was going to unhook it and go throw it in the car and come back in if it's that big of a deal. It's no big deal. Walked towards the bathroom, stuck my head around the corner, hollered at my wife, which I've never done. Said, hey, I'm going to go sit in the vehicle. They're harassing me about my family pack, or my fanny pack. And she says, what? She's confused. And all these things going through my head. You know, and Sunday, we went to, the Sunday prior, this few days ago, went to Auschwitz when we were in Poland, and had some conversations about our individual freedoms and rights. And you know, when a government starts to, we're talking about defending your guns, defending your rights, because once you start relinquishing those things a little bit at a time, you've relinquished everything, and you've got nothing, no more individual rights and freedoms. And Auschwitz came to my head, and thinking about, you know, can I need to search your bag, and working in the security. You know, I joined the Army when I was 17. I did 26 years. Worked for the agency for 7 years. I've led protection details. I've been on protection details. I mean, I know a little bit about security, and I can spot somebody who doesn't pretty easily. And I'm just thinking about this stuff. It was just so unprofessional in how it went down, and it was embarrassing to me. I was embarrassed, a little humiliated. I can swallow my pride. Sometimes I don't like it, but I can do it in order to save face. But I think it's just the compounding of, like I said, travel and Auschwitz, and just thinking all this stuff, it just hit me, and it really upset me to the point I almost wanted to start crying out of anger, because I was so angry, and I felt very defensive, like I was getting backed in a corner, and I was shaking, and I started sweating, and I took my fanny pack, I had it off, hollered at Jill, and then by that time there was 3 church security guys, and they were moving, looking at me, talking to their earpieces. There's 3 of them over standing by the door, and then 3 county deputies standing there, and they're all looking at me, and you know, I'm reading body language, and at that point, once I recognized their you know, the whole balls of your feet, elongated neck, you know, they're about to pounce, they're a predator, and they're about to go get their prey. Once I recognized that, I felt very defensive, and I took my thing, I took everything out, held my wallet and my passport, my glasses, case in my hand. I said, I told you, this is all I have in my bag. My bag is empty. I said, and honestly, I don't even remember what I said. I was about to drop an F-bomb. I was so furious, but I didn't. And I just told him, I said, this is ridiculous. I said, this is the 5th time you guys have done this to me. You know, and I don't know, so I turned around and I walked out. Well, then my wife walked over. She said, what is going on? And they were giving her some song and dance. I don't even remember what she said. She was tears coming out of her eyes. She was mad. She was hurt. She was embarrassed. She was concerned. And they were tap dancing, you know. And they said, "Oh, well, we didn't know who it was." And Russell, the security guy over there, who I've talked to many times, who knows who I am, who I had my first incident with, first 2. They said, Russell said, you know, there's a random person, you know, with a bag, check him out. It was me. I was wanting to put a ball cap on because my hair was a mess from flying. My beard was hanging. I shaved last night. Beard, gray beard, and all that, and just kind of looked a little disheveled, like I'd traveled halfway around the world. And they said, Russell told us to check him out. And then Russell radioed to him and said, oh, I didn't realize who it was. I'm thinking, does it matter who it is? You know, all these things go through my head. Is that your procedure to do that? I've had interactions with other security detail people and cops and all that, and most of the time they'll say, hey man, can you step over a minute, talk to you right quick? I'm like, sure, what's up? But to do it in the middle of everybody, you know, there's probably 60 people out there, people waiting in line, coffee, checking their kids in. It's before church, and it was just very unprofessional, and I was embarrassed. You know, we gone to this church, like I said, for a long time, over a decade. Kids growing up in it, very active in the church, worked it. I can't tell you how many things we volunteered at, from driving the golf cart and picking people up in the parking lot, to working summer church youth camps and kids camps. My wife working childcare every other Sunday for years. Um, all four of my kids growing up in the church, um, being faithful tithers, you know, and not only tithing, but giving to missions, giving to the capital campaign, the building fund. I mean, we've given a lot more money than people would imagine. Um, we've been on leadership teams. We've led life groups. We were there before the existing building was there. I mean, we wrote Bible verses on the concrete floor when they were building it. Blessing to the church, the new build. Been involved in, gosh, everything. We've been very involved in this church, and all this hit me. You know, thinking out of every personal, you know, connection that we've built and made, and everything we've done. I've led mission trip for the church out of all this stuff, and then that to happen, to get treated like that. And I'm thinking about individual rights. You know, it's personal, it's private property, and I get that, but my body language did not display that of a person with ill intent. You know, if anything, I was barely awake, trying to stay awake because I was tired. It's very relaxed. My posture was as it is now. It's very relaxed. I did not display any signs, and then I got tagged like that. And I told my wife, I said, I'm done. I'm done going to this church. I'm done, man. I'm not gonna be treated like that. How do you supposed to find comfort in the place of worship if you're treated like an adversary, treated like a threat? That was bad, man. It's really bad. So, anyways, I'm just recording this for record. It's not to blast the church. It's not to defame anything, but I don't know what to do. You know, my wife's really upset, and because I told her I'm done going to church there. I'm not doing it anymore. You know, our kids have grown up in the church, and it's really unfortunate that it's come to this. What would I hope to see? What kind of resolution would I like to see out of this? First of all, big fat dude on the security team does not need to be on the security team. Actually, they could clean house. And there's some people who should not be on there. Quite honestly, the lady who's running it shouldn't be running it. Their training could be better. Some training on de-escalation. You know, cops are really, really good at that. I've got a lot of cop friends, and that's one thing about cops, man. They're really good at de-escalation. Don't make a scene. Keep everybody cool. Blood pressure low, heartbeat low. Keep everybody cool. And don't go after a wounded animal. And be able to read your subjects. Body language. An apology would be nice, but I'd like to see some of the people removed from the security team. You know, an apology. None of them said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel this way. I'm sorry you're carrying a fanny pack. I'm sorry, whatever. Zero apologies. Didn't apologize to me. Didn't apologize to my wife, who was upset. It's bad, man, how it went down. So that's what happened. And we stayed out in the parking lot during service so the boys that were upstairs in kids' church could finish. We didn't want to go drag them out of that. And then at the end, after it was over, around 8 o'clock, my wife went in, got the boys, didn't say anything to them. They have no idea. I didn't make a big deal out of it. And we left, came home, and my wife is upset about it last night. She's upset about it this morning. I'm thinking about it, but I'm kind of like water under the bridge. There's a ton of other churches to go to. So this is my first day back home in a week, and I just want to chill. But my wife woke up upset this morning. She's very extremely hurt over this, and she's mad at me. You know, because I didn't just comply. Can I feel your fanny pack? And I apparently should have said, yeah, sure, feel it, and have him feel 3 inches above my crotch, right there in front of everybody. You know, can you step over a minute? Can you remove your fanny pack? Do you mind if I feel it? But the way he wanted it, the dude was fully ready to do that right there. It's mind blowing, and how unprofessional that is. And honestly, yeah, man, I can't imagine if a shooter or something went down at the church, how they would react. Anyways, I'm digressing. That's it. That's my story. All right.